My name is Ethan, and this happened during my second year of college. After missing out on a dorm after my freshman year, I had to scramble for a place to live off campus. I ended up in a co-op, part of a small community of 3 houses somewhat close to campus. It wasn't perfect, but it was affordable, and I didn't have many choices. I had a bike, so the commute wasn't a big deal. Most of the residents were students like me, with a few exceptions, some alumni, a couple of teaching assistants, and a few older folks pursuing degrees later in life. One person, though, caught my attention right away. An older woman living in one of the other houses. She seemed to be in her late 50s, though her weathered appearance made her look older. She had graying hair and moved with a slight hunch, maybe from an old injury. She kept to herself, her face always expressionless. I figured she had some university connection, maybe a former professor or alumna, but no one clarified, and I didn't ask. The first odd thing I noticed was in our shared kitchen. It was strange enough that she was there, since the other houses had their own kitchens. She wasn't cooking or chatting. She just stood there staring blankly while we students bustled around, preparing meals and playing music. She didn't join in, just watched. A few times our eyes met, and I got the uneasy feeling she was focusing on me, though I told myself that was ridiculous. No one else seemed to notice her, which felt off. A few days later, I was studying in my room when I glanced out my window and saw her again. She was standing in the middle of the street, not on the sidewalk, staring up at my window. It was late, chilly, and she must have been freezing. I couldn't tell if she was looking at me or the house in general, but it felt personal. On impulse, I waved, trying to be polite. I regretted it instantly. She didn't wave back. Instead, she hopped up and down excitedly, then bolted toward her house. My stomach churned. I just confirmed she was watching me, and now she knew my room's location. That night, I asked a housemate about her. He said she'd always been around and advised me to ignore her just like everyone else did. He didn't know much else, only passing on what he'd been told when he moved in. Unsatisfied, I dug deeper. A senior in her house said she was tied to the university and a bit eccentric but not dangerous. When I asked why no one found her behavior odd, he shrugged and said the property manager decided who lived there, and they had no say. I tried to push her out of my mind, but things escalated. One night, I stepped out of my room and nearly collided with her. She was standing right outside my door. It was past. We can't share the full story here. If you want to see the complete story, please